homelessness because a lot of people are facing foreclosure on their mortgages. We, through this time period, with that money, we've prevented over 900 people from becoming homeless.
Okay, all right.
And,
So this is coming from NRBC.
Funds have helped a lot of people who were on the verge. And we thank the federal government for that help. We're still making sure that some of the funds that were generated from that grant have helped us put into place better mechanisms to prevent future homelessness. And
they'll start permitting in some areas.
Unfortunately, the money has run out, run its course, but I just wanted to make sure that people understood that good it did for our community.
So what's the deadline? If I read it correctly, there's a deadline on June 8th? Or is it the final? Maybe I didn't read it correctly.
We were very concerned that Libis
I remember hearing about that. They never got anything tangible other than
we're accepting applications for utility and rental arrears until June 8th. So it's coming up rapidly.
Well, I can send you the NRBC list.
Okay.
You're very, very detailed. And then
can you talk to us a little bit about today?
That people were meeting
all the petitions. About the petition and everything.
Oh, well, yeah, the petition I think is very important because there has been a lot of substantial chatter that some people, and I think it's because of Senator Livitz's position where my residents want it. He made that statement where we know that's not true. He speaks for the land. People stand to make a lot of money on this, and people own land. Most other people are, now that they learn all the different problems it brings to the community, are against it. So we don't want the governor to believe Senator Livitz's rhetoric that the southern tier should be a demonstration project and a guinea pig for this industry. So we came together as a coalition to say, look, Governor, support the Executive Order 41 that's in place. Make sure that everybody's treated equally in the state of New York. And so we want the governor to listen clearly that this should not be a demonstration project. We care just as much about our children and our future and our ecological and economic future as anybody else in the state.
More research needs to be done, you think?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's nothing. I remember sitting in the hearings and they had pretty much admitted that they had just gone to the health department and saying, well, what do you think about this industry? That was not that long ago. And the reality is, nobody knows enough about the medical impacts of this industry because it was exempted from all of our tried and tested environmental laws. They started doing it, and it takes literally years for those real effects to come out. We have seen many anecdotal effects in Texas, Texas, and areas out west where the ozone pollution in very rural areas is now matching or exceeding cities like Los Angeles, where people have finally tracked down the methane pollution that can affect the ozone layers much more than regular CO2 gases. So there's so many things, impact on mortgages, how this impacts people's land values. And so there's just so many things that have not been studied properly. We need to make sure before any drill bit goes horizontal in our soil that all these things have been answered.
And anything else you think people at home should know?
Well, just that I think as people, we ask people to keep studying this and don't listen. A lot of people say, well, why should we listen to one side or the other? I believe in people doing independent research. I think if you go online and look at the stories from other communities that have had to deal with this. We had a mayor quit in Texas because his son had nosebleeds so bad that looked like a murder scene in his house. He finally said, I'm not going to keep my kid here any longer. What the epidemiologist at Johns Hopkins said about that, yeah, we can't absolutely prove right now that caused this, but they also said, we shouldn't be risking a population to this kind of drilling, and these chemicals and all the soup of chemicals that it brings to an area without knowing exactly what it does. So we got plenty of time. The price of gas is so low right now, we shouldn't even be thinking about drilling it. So let's study this for how many years it takes and see if we could ever get it safe. If we can't get it safe, never do it. Maybe there's a way to make it safe, but we're in no rush to do this in New York State. Right now, those people that argue that gas is, saving soldiers or something like that is absolutely absurd, or is it part of a national energy strategy and saving jobs here. It's just not true. We now find out, because the price of gas is so low, that they're liquefying it and they're going to send it to areas where it's much, much higher, $12 and $16 versus $2. So it's not even going to stay here like those people claim. So we got plenty of time to study this the way it should be studied, and let's make sure it's done properly so we don't have a toxic legacy to pass on to our children.
There's obviously a 2-year ban here in Binghamton. That's being challenged right now. Do you feel good that the city will be able to withstand the challenge for that?
Well, if we do, we do. That's what courts are all about. If we don't, we'll start over again. And we'll, if the courts decide we didn't do it properly, then I think we did, because we did it under police powers rather than land use and zoning. But that's what the courts are for, and we'll see what they have to say.
Okay, thanks so much. We appreciate it.
Hey, I'd like to